Hello, everyone. Many people want to change their name. Some wonder if they have to change it when they get married. Some wonder how they change it after they get divorced. And sometimes we've had people call our office for help in changing their name legally with no marriage or divorce. And we are going to talk about all of that today. I'm Raluca. I offer family law, immigration, and estate planning legal representation services. And I'm here with my office and marketing manager, Nina Clear. And thank you for your likes, shares, and comments. We truly appreciate your support.
So someone wants a different name. First, we might have people who don't like the name they had at birth. So they tell everybody their name is something different. Literally, my mom came from Germany, and her name is Irmtraud, which is hard to say. So she told everybody her name was Fanny. I don't know why. It was the 50s. She told everybody her name was Fanny. Is that okay?
Well, this is common, especially with immigrants who want what they consider to be a more American-sounding name. But unless it is done legally, just telling people a different name doesn't change it legally.
So do you recommend that people do it legally?
Unless the name they are using is a nickname, such as Mandy for Amanda, but all their official documents still say Amanda, they probably should change it legally.
And in Georgia, how does one go about changing it legally?
First, you have to petition the local court for a name change.
And what does that entail?
You would file a petition to change your name, and you have to pay the required fees. You also need to include certain documents with the petition.
So that seems easy enough, is it?
You must also file your name change request in the local legal gazette for a specific time period. In some countries, counties, I'm sorry.
Okay.
In some counties, if you pay a fee to the clerk, they will submit that to the necessary newspaper. In other, you have to submit it yourself, but make sure you're following the rules of whichever county in which you reside, so it's not rejected.
So after it's published, are you done?
No. Then you'll have a court hearing where the judge may ask you a number of questions, plus you'll need to submit proof that it was published.
And then the court says yes. Then what do you do?
After the judge issues an order that your name is now changed, you'll need to contact Vital Records to change your birth certificate. You also need to change your social security card, so you have to go to Social Security Administration, and you'll have to get a new driver's license with your changed name. And there are also other places where you need to update your name, such as your passport and any government entities that have your previous name. And each of those agencies have their own requirements and fees, which we won't cover here, or we'll stay here all afternoon. And you may also need to update non-government places such as the library or your children's school or the bank.
And if you have a will or things like that, all of those, it's like a whole long list, you know?
It's a list, yes.
Yeah, if people want a list, drop a note and we can make a list and we can send it to people of what you'd have to change. So
yes.
Are there any limits to what you can change your name to?
There are. You cannot choose a confusing name that includes numerals or punctuation. Although some courts have permitted some people to spell out the numbers, for example, 7 instead of the number 7. Or you cannot choose a name that would intimidate, offend, or be considered obscene or is a racial slur.
And that's in Georgia. Other states might have different rules. We want to make sure you know this is just in Georgia. You know, because like Prince changed his name to that infinity sign. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I don't know if you ever did that legally, but that was a huge thing.
I don't think he did, but yes.
Are there limits on why you can change your name?
Yes, you cannot change it to get out of paying a debt or to commit a crime. They also don't usually let you name yourself after some famous person.
So it can't be Elvis Presley?
No.
Okay.
That would be confusing.
So let's talk about the most common situation. A woman changes her last name when she gets married.
Yes, although this isn't the only thing done when people marry now, sometimes the woman will hyphenate her last name or change her maiden name to her middle name. Sometimes the man will change his last name to a hyphen or to his wife's name. And we've even seen couples that will create an entirely new name just for them.
Can you follow the same procedures for all of those?
Well, except for creating a new name, which requires a court petition, yes, you can. And keep in mind, this is only for your surname, meaning your last name, not your first name.
So what do you do?
In Georgia, and this is one of only 8 states that allows the man to take his wife's name without more paperwork, you need to apply for a marriage license with the name you want to be known by after your marriage. And once you're married, you are issued a marriage certificate, and this will have your new name on it. So you use that as proof for the name change.
So what about after divorce if you want to change your name?
Within the divorce petition, you can request that your name goes back to a previous name or to your maiden name.
So you can't make it something totally different.
No.
Okay, not in Georgia. At least.
Not in Georgia, no.
Okay. And very briefly, but what about if you want to change your child's name?
Georgia does not allow you to change your child's name through divorce. You need to file in the Superior Court for name change of a minor child, and both parents must consent to it.
And is that all you need, parental consent?
No, there are other steps involved, similar to an adult name change, and then you must take the certified order from the court to the vital records to have the birth certificate changed.
What about if your child's name was misspelled on the birth certificate?
You can request that vital records update the birth certificate by submitting a request and a fee, but if they won't do it without a court order, then you'll have to go through the whole process to get it changed through the court. So we hope this answers your questions about a name change. And if it doesn't, please post your questions below or send us a message. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.